When you're working with an enterprise set of data or a large user-generated set of data for a marketplace, LMS e-commerce system, association management system, possibly a multi-store type of model or similar, it can be really challenging to move from one system to another. Now, this is a huge opportunity for a lot of companies, but you've got to be able to do this well in order to ensure that your operations continue smoothly. So what are some of the major pitfalls that we've seen from decades of operating software company that literally does this month in and month out for large organizations with a huge set of data? And what are some of the sort of opportunities that you can take advantage of to proactively get ready for a major set of data moving from one system to another? So that's what we're going to take a look at today. And the first thing that we want to talk about is a mapping, or a sort of Rosetta Stone, where you're going to essentially take the tables and the fields within your old system and map those to the tables and fields within the new system. Now, this is probably one of the most fundamental things that you can do, and being able to document this in a really easy to understand way is going to be critical for your new team to be able to faithfully move data from the old system into the new system. And it's probably going to be quite challenging to literally check every single record. So you're going to want to come up with a mechanism for verifying and doing spot checks across your old data versus your new data. Now, what we typically recommend is sort of two sets of this verification or spot checking. One where you create detailed profiles in the old system that are internal only. And these are meant to represent some of the more complex and challenging nuances and edge cases. So you may have like 20 to 50 or even 100 of these profiles that you make in your old system that are just for testing. Now, whenever you complete your import from your old system into your new system, you should be able to then bring those test profiles over to the new system. This can include anything, not just accounts and auto-renewing memberships and credit cards that should be on file and things like that. It can also include detailed aspects like a seller's profile and all of the contents of their profile, all of the records of their past transactions, things like that. It can also include catalog data. So this can be actual products, inventory information, customer-specific pricing, etc., etc. The point is, there's a lot of complex data depending on your old system that we're going to want to make sure faithfully moves over to the new system. So coming up with a set of test scripts and models for validating that this has actually made it over successfully is really important. Now, in addition to creating test records in the old system and sort of comparing side by side with the new system, one of the other things that you can do is look at the actual customer records and make sure that they were brought over faithfully as well. Now, one of the big challenges that we've seen is that the workflows associated with the data has to have supporting data to make it functional. Now, what do I mean by this? Whenever you have a membership that's renewing, a lot of times there's an assumption that a credit card that was on file will be on file in the new system. Now, if your tokenization of the credit card information has any sort of ID or value that's in the old system that doesn't make it to the new system, then the new system may not be able to automatically charge the card that's associated with the membership renewal. So this is just an example, and this is kind of an extreme example. You'll probably obviously test that, but are you testing other aspects that are really detailed nuances of data that are in the old system that you may not be thinking about until after a customer calls you and you're live with the new system and that data isn't there? So how can you put yourself in the position of sort of projecting out all of the different scenarios that could occur and validate that the data has actually come over that supports those different scenarios or workflows within your system? Now, the other thing that we'll point out is whenever you're doing this sort of data migration, one of the big challenges can be that your data can get stale. It can be quite easy or relatively simple to bring your data from one system to another if there's enough time allowed. But you also may have the reality of having to sort of keep the ship flying, keep the plane flying, for example, while you're making a new plane. And to the extent that that's true, we want to encourage you to be thinking about how your new team or just the new system, how that integration and migration of the data from the old system to the new can be done in a way that's dynamic, so that if you are having to bring data over and keep it up to date, there's a efficient and reasonable manner to do that. Now, of course, as a vendor in this space, we have solutions to all of these challenges. I won't go into the weeds on how we solve these problems in detail. Suffice to say, though, that essentially if you follow the principles that I've outlined, that will lead you to how we typically will solve these huge opportunities to outperform your competitors and migrate to a new system much more efficiently, and potential huge challenges to your business if you don't handle it effectively. One of the things that we offer at Clarity is a complimentary set of guides and resources for these exact types of scenarios. If you're interested in checking those out, please feel free to take a look at the links in the description, and we'll have those there for you, again, complimentary. We also offer a complimentary pre-discovery with a business analyst and seasoned sales engineer. And the idea is that we can interact with you and talk about your project and how you might go about architecting a solution. Now, we provide a no sales guarantee during these calls. If you're interested in getting support and you have a real project, we certainly just ask that you actually have a real project to interact with our team directly. Then we're happy to provide you with complimentary information and resources that are catered to your specific project. Either way, please feel free to take a look at the resources that we have linked. These are free guides and documents that you can download. It doesn't really take any extra effort on our end, and if it's helpful to you, that would make us very, very happy for you to take advantage of it. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.